Okay, please subscribe to this channel and like this video. Today's comedy is the story of how I acquired Nino many years ago. And that's Mr. Nino to you, actually. Okay, so this is what happened. Years ago, when I was working in BB&T Bank, I decided that it was time to get a pet. And I went to PetSmart, and there were 3 cats. And Nino was the pick of the litter. But at that time, I was on vacation, I was on break, so my hair was a little disheveled, I hadn't shaved, and I probably looked a little bit undone. So the person who was selling the cat was an old lady named Rita. And in my mind, I named her Rita Repulsa. And she didn't want to give me Nino. She thought that Nino was the pick of the litter, which he was. The second I sat down, he jumped into my arms. Rita Repulsa did not want to give me Nino, and they tried everything they could to dissuade me from adopting Nino. And I was annoyed. I was pissed. And I knew that there were one of 2 ways to go about this. The first way was to corner Rita Repulsa and say, "I'm taking this cat or you're gonna pay." And look at her right eyeball to eyeball and tell her that right against the wall. But the second and more prudent effort was to tell her, and this is the truth, that I was really interested in adopting a cat and giving him a good home. And I think that Nino is exactly the fit for me, and I might have exactly the amount of love to give Nino at that time that would be perfect. And you know what? I chose the second route. And, 4 or 5 years later, here me and Nino are. And I love him, I tell you, I really do. And if you have a pet, you probably know exactly what I mean. And now, all these years later, I have my loyal Nino next to me all the time. And I get to start every day in a successful fashion when I use this to scoop up his kitty litter. That's the beginnings of a successful day. And anybody who realizes that either has children, a pet, and a big heart. So, if you realize that in some way, shape, or form, comment in the comment section about your pets, your children, nieces, nephews, or anybody who you have the same level of love for that I have for Mr. Nino. Because you know what? We're the perfect pair.